Hello, friends. Hope you're doing well. Question of the day. Are you invested in the stock market? And if not, why not? I think, for me, something I think is very important is that everybody should be educated on personal finance. And I think everybody should be investing their money and getting their money to work for them. And I just want everybody to know that it's way easier than you think. You can get started with way less money than you think, and it's way less risky than you think. So, for starters, just download an app like Robinhood, put in your information, like you will have to give it your social security number because taxes are involved with the stock market. And then just put in like $10, and then just every week put in $5. And what's cool about like Robinhood is A, it makes it very easy to understand everything, and B, you can buy fractional shares. So if you only have $10, you can buy $10 worth of Apple stock, even though it's trading at like $100 some right now. And if you just treat it like a bill, every day you're gonna put in $2. Every week you're gonna put in $5, $10, whatever you can afford. Over time it will grow. Not always. You might lose some money, but it's way less risky than you think. On a long enough timeline, if you choose smart stocks, you learn just a little bit. You can totally make a pretty stable return. 5-10%. That's the average. The average over a long enough timeline is 8%. So, just get what do I have to do to convince you that you should have your money working for you. And you could be like, well, I don't have that much money. And it's like, yeah, man, you could if you're putting in $1 a week, at the end of the year, that's $50. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it does add up, and you get the muscle memory, and you start to learn about stocks, and you start to get more interested, and you start to see okay, that $50, maybe that turns into $60, $70, and you're like, whew, if that was $1,000, I'd have $1,500, and you could start to see how wealth is created. There's one good book that I recommend everybody gets. It's by a guy named Ramit Sethi. Ramitsethi, I believe. It's called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. It's got a really stupid title, and he'll admit that it's got a stupid title, but it is worth its weight in gold in personal finance advice. I can't recommend it enough. There's an Audible version. It's quite long and thorough, but it's good. And what I like about it is that Ramit takes a different direction in the, a lot of the financial advice you get is like, oh, well, you shouldn't drink coffee every day if just coffee's $5, and if you just didn't get coffee, which is true. If you didn't get the coffee every day that costs $5, and instead you invested that $5, but if you're not getting the coffee every day, are you really gonna just put that $5 in your investment account? You could flip that. You could say, oh, if you get a small, it's $3 instead of $5. You take that $2. That's $10 at the end of the week. That adds up. Again, it's $500 at the end of the year. That's not something to sneeze at, But anyway, what Ramit does is he says, spend the money on the things that make you happy. It's like Marie Kondo. Does it spark joy? Spend money on it. Okay, you only have one life. You should enjoy it. But if you don't enjoy it, don't spend money on it. If you don't give a crap about your car, go buy a used Honda. Who cares? Cut to the bone what's unnecessary and what doesn't spark joy, and spend money on things that do bring you joy. It's a pretty straightforward, simple system, And obviously there's more to that, and he talks a lot about investing and paying off your debt and all that stuff. So it's a great book. It's a great resource. I can't recommend it enough. I Will Teach You to Be Rich. It's very good. It's very good. And again, people need to learn about the stock market. People need to learn about finances, and especially based off my stats, based off the analytics. Most of you are young. Most of you are 30 or younger. And so biggest asset you have going for you is time. And with compound interest and with roughly an 8% average return in the stock market, if you could do that $10 a week, if you can get to $500, from age 20 to age 30, and you just consistently did it, that's $5,000 plus whatever interest you get, and then you just never invested again, it would be a sizable amount by the time you were ready to retire. Just from that, $10 a week for 10 years. And if you kept doing that, and if you even added like $1 a week, a year, so it's $10 and 11 and 12, and by the time you're 30, you're putting in $20 a week. Like, you would be gobsmacked how much money you'd have. Like, I promise you. And you'd be like, thanks, Ben. Thanks, Tingle Triggers. Thank you, ASMR guy, whose name I forgot a long time ago. I just think, so I see on Reddit, there's a Reddit called Wall Street Bets, and let me try to put this politically well. There's a lot of dumb people on Wall Street Bets who make very bad decisions, but they do have a point in that if you want to escape that 9 to 5, you gotta do something different, and you can think about it like this, is that you can invest all kinds of things. It doesn't have to be money into the stock market. You can invest your time into learning new skills. You can invest your time into networking with a newer, higher network. You have a better network to get better jobs. So don't think of investing so much as like, I have to put money in the stock market. You can blow that out and think about how can you invest your other assets in your life. You've got time. Everybody has time. So think about, how can I invest my time? Like, you can read books on topics you're interested in, and you could change your career path. You could get a free trial of Skillshare, or even you could just tons of great information just on YouTube, and you can learn how to whatever, be a photographer, you paint, you can learn how to, do woodworking, you can, any of that stuff. You can learn a new skill, and you could use that to make money, and if you like doing it, and you hate your job, like, that's a worthwhile investment. You think about, how can I take the model of $10 a day, $10 a week, whatever it is, how can I apply that to some of my other assets? So like, think, what is $10 a week for you with your time? Like, how can you spend that networking? If you reach out to one person a day on Instagram or Facebook, just send people a message, just check them in on them. How are they doing? Build those connections, and then think about it. If you lose your job, you'll have a lot more friends around, and people you're already talking to on the regular, and you can say, hey, I lost my job. If you hear about anything in XYZ field, let me know. And you never know, because like, your friend from high school might know a guy, his drinking buddy is like beer league hockey team member, might be, a VP in a company. He's like, oh yeah, my goalie works for the railroad. Like, let me call him and see what he's got. That's how you get jobs. That's how you move up in the world, and it's just something as simple as sending a message every day, just checking in on people. Hey man, what's up? How you been? Some people might be like a little weirded out by it, and they might never respond. Like, whatever, fuck them, right? Who cares? You reach out, make contacts to people who want to contact with you. Because to be fair, if you reach out like, hey man, how you been? What's up? They might think you're selling something. So, sometimes you can soften that by just being a reply guy, and like, if they post an Instagram story, like, oh, the dog, you can be like, oh, that's a cute dog, like, or like with their girlfriend, or like if they are eating at a restaurant, be like, oh man, how is that place? Like, that always look good. Like, small talk, build the connections. Like, how else can we do this? Like, think about, like, I don't have any friends, Ben. What do I do? Like, okay, volunteer. Done. Think about it. Like, who volunteers, people that tend to have money. So already you're putting yourself in a whole new group of people that you would likely never interact with on a day-to-day basis, and B, you're interacting with people who are usually well off because they have the ability to come give, and they like to help people. Like, if you come in and you're a good person and you work hard and you network and you make friends, they're gonna want to help you too, and they're gonna be like, this young kid, I like, he's a go-getter. Like, let me call my, husband, wife, nephew, whoever who owns this company, and like be like, hey, I got this kid. He's great. You should hire him. That's like, I don't know. So many people are like, I've applied to like 100 jobs. It's like, if you're applying to jobs, like, you're just, that's a roulette wheel, man. Like, half the time you're just getting thrown out for arbitrary reasons that a computer decided. Like, but if you have connections, your resume actually makes it to somebody. Somebody actually looks at it at that point. It's so helpful. And it's like, what can you do? Can you volunteer at a food pantry once a month, one afternoon a month? Like, what is your time worth? Skip one football game. That's it. Just think of increments. How can you do small things? And the key is you have to be consistent with it. You can't just do it once and be like, I put $10 in the stock market and nothing happened. Like, well, yeah, no shit, nothing happened. Like, it takes time. You gotta keep doing it. And, like, eventually something good will come of it. Or maybe nothing good will come of it. But, oh, gee, you help people for no reason other than, like, helping them. What a chip, right? But, like, so let's think of like what else can we do? Like, you can invest your time. Say you've got a car, you've got some free time. Like, you could do DoorDash, you could do Uber Eats, you could do any of those food delivery services. And like, yeah, you're not gonna make a ton of money, but like, if you're making whatever, $5-10 an hour after all your expenses, and you do it for an hour a week, there's your stock market money. Boom. So, you think, what is 20 minutes a day for you look like? What can you do in 20 minutes a day to build a skill? You pick up an instrument, 20 minutes a day. Like, if you can't do it one day and be like, I didn't learn anything, stupid. But if you did it for a week, 20 minutes a day, I bet you could learn like a basic song on any instrument with 20 minutes a day. Any instrument. Maybe not drums. But like, I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about lately. I think a lot of people aren't investing. They're not being consistent with efforts. And I think a lot of people also just don't have goals. Like, they just don't know where they want to go in life. And so that is something I'm pretty passionate about. Something that I really want to like hammer home to people. Is like, okay, like, you can do this. Like, look at my apartment. Like, cameras paid for this. Cameras paid for this every single month. Like, if you had told me like 12 years ago, I'd be like, hey, one day, like, yeah, you picking up a camera, cool, you're doing a photography class, one day that's gonna pay for your life, and it's gonna be like, not amazing, but like, pretty good. I'd be like, yeah, right. It's just like, how did I do this? Like, I had natural talent, sure, I had some natural talent going into it, but B, more than anything, I just did it a lot, and I did it consistently a lot, and I made it like, one of my goals was to just like take X number of pictures every year, like just a stupid amount of pictures, and like that forced me to go out every single week and go to a park, do photo walks, and like bug my friends and be like, hey, come be a model for me, and like make new friends who were interested in modeling and be like, hey, can I take photos of you? And going to concerts and taking photos of the bands and making friends and networking, and soon it just grew, and then people because they wanted me to do it because I got pretty good at it. You could do that with anything. Like, what are you interested in? Like, you can probably make money doing it. Like, what do you love to do? Do you love Pokemon? Like, you could be a Pokemon streamer. And I know what you're thinking is like, oh, there's already like a bajillion Pokemon streamers. Like, yeah, sure, but like, if you like it and you like talking about Pokemon, you could totally go crush people because there's people in it that, you know, maybe are better than you, but you'll learn, you'll get better. Like, you can do it. It's the thing. It's real. There's people that's what they do for a living, is they just talk about Pokemon. I watched a video, and there was 3 separate experts on Pokemon cards. That was their job. They just traded Pokemon cards all day. They stole pot and sold them. Probably do very well for themselves based off the numbers they were saying those cards go for now. So, I guess that's kind of what I want to leave you with today. Just thought about how you can improve your life over 2021 by investing, you know, your money, your time, your resources, whatever you got, your focus, your attention. What can you do with $10 a week, 10 minutes a day? You know, how can you network? How can you build a new skill? Whatever. How can you do something? And if you do it every day, every week, you get those reps in. I guarantee you by this time next year, your life will be radically different for the better. I 100% promise you. So, that's my thought for the day. Sorry, this video's a little late. I've been thinking about maybe posting later, because I got some analytic data that says later might be a better time to post, but it seems like most people watch my videos around 7 o'clock, so I don't know. But I was kind of busy all day, so it's probably after midnight already. Yeah, it is, just for me filming this. So yeah, I think that's it for the day. So I hope you're doing well, and if you're not, well, I hope that changes for you, and I hope you take something from this video and you say, you know what, I'm going to affect change in my life 10 minutes at a time. So, have a good one, get some sleep, wake up, figure out what you can do, what's that smallest thing you can do every day to make your life better by this time next year. Have a good one, y'all.